Full screen.
What's going on, New Game Order? This is Alex Lexus. I am not in Juggernaut mode because of the nature of the story that I'm going to be covering. I wanted to let you know a lot of what my responses to this will be from a personal standpoint, okay? Not many of you know a little bit about the person behind Alex Lexus. There's a good man. And I say this because my youngest sister, Nelia, can pretty much be the backup to that statement. You know, my family had some troubles, issues, and I found myself raising, to a large degree, my youngest sister from the age of 2. And it was hard. You know what I mean? Because, you know, who would have thought at 17 you'd somehow have to cover down for your youngest sibling, who in essence became like my surrogate child. I mean, and because of that, that was kind of like my training ground. If I were to be a parent, she is my report card. You know, me and my other sister taught her how to read. I taught her how to do basic arithmetic, math. I mean, just so much that I gave to my sister that, if anything, I don't really see her as a sister. I see her as like an adopted child. I love her to death, and I put her before a lot of things, whether she knew it or not. And the reason why I'm bringing that up, there were times where, yeah, you guys know that I'm a gamer, right? And during the time that I found her within my care, you know, there are times I'm trying to play Third Strike and play some other games, but when she was crying for her bottle or she needed something to eat, guess what? I stopped what the hell I was doing and I took care of that child. She didn't ask to come into the world. She didn't ask to come into a situation where my parents were, you know, on the outs and ultimately splitting, you know. But I know that, if anything, my sister, when she was in my care, she was my priority. Just like, you know, if and when my current girlfriend and I have children, you know, as much as I love motorcycles and I love gaming and doing my podcast, there are priorities. Now, the story comes as a result. I had to lay that down because I had to hold back an emotional outburst when I found out from Review Tech USA's channel, and then having gone to read what happened to a 6-year-old boy. There was a man. I had the details, but I was so emotional that oh my gosh. Sorry about that, guys. I had an important phone call. But, yeah. Ooh. I was even getting choked up because I was so freaking mad. And this is not the first time I've heard stories like this where you had piece of shit parents. Piece of shit parents. I swear they have to do some sort of population control or screening or something. They take away people's rights. People are going to have a fucking uproar. But then the wrong people become parents. But I don't want to go off on a tangent. But a 31-year-old man, father of 2, had a living girlfriend out of Florida. All right? He was playing video games with his living girlfriend. And when he is indulging himself in his passion, he has his 2 boys facing the wall, standing up facing the wall while he plays his games. Now, guess what? Me, when I was playing my games and whatnot, if it was something that was appropriate, I would have my youngest sister involved so that it didn't feel like a drag or a chore. You know, it even dictated what types of games I purchased for a period of time so that I knew she can, you know, it wasn't that I wanted her to get into gaming, but it was more or less so that I didn't feel like, oh my God, I'm like, you know what I mean? You got to involve them. I got my sister the Nintendo 3DS, a couple other things. I let her have my Dreamcast at the time. She even has her own 360 right now, you know, that I purchased for her when I was coming back from Iraq. And it's just something where if you feel that you have to separate your child from your interests, maybe you shouldn't be doing it. Furthermore, this Mitch, so to speak, he was so irritated because the 6-year-old boy, the younger of the two siblings, looked at him, or I guess was irritating him, and he procured the child, put him on the sofa, and told him to lay on his side, face towards the rear of the sofa, and sat on him. Now, me, I'm working over my claustrophobic issues because my mom has it, and I don't know if it's something inherent, but something about enclosed spaces, when I start to panic, it's not a good feeling. And I can only imagine what that boy was feeling, terrified that his own father took his passion of gaming over the value of his life, sat on him just to pin him down so he can resume playing video games. Man, let me tell you, it hits me in ways that some folks don't understand. Me, a would-be father, on 3 separate occasions, I can't go into detail to protect the privacy of the other involved, but I was denied my own child. So if you're going to sit here and sometimes I ask the man upstairs why certain people are allowed to have children. Pardon, this thing's having issues holding up. But why are certain people allowed to have children and they do this? Where someone like me took care of someone who wasn't even my own and raised her. You know, I had to really take a couple of takes on this video because I was mad. I was mad because the wrong people are having children, and someone like me wanting and willing to take care of another, it was denied. This man, when you kill a child over something as petty as playing a video game, I think it should be automatic death sentence. I'm not judge, jury, and executioner, but I do believe I come from a background where, you know, you have to take care of your kids first. I mean, those kids did not ask to come into this world. And furthermore, just in general, I don't care how it looks with the gaming community, but just know, we are not all like this, gamers. This is someone with a mental dysfunction took the life of his own child to play a fucking video game. Now, the older brother who was interviewed witnessed the whole thing. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if he had a complete disdain for video gaming. Then, furthermore, the girlfriend, when she was interviewed by police, just the first reaction, she went into the garage to pray. No, the child is dying. His lips were blue, you know, suffocating to death. The paramedics finally got to the scene after he finally called 911, trying to resuscitate the child. And once getting to the hospital, passes. I hope you go to jail for a long time, you piece of shit. That pissed me the hell off to hear that. There's a lot of reasons why this hits me in a very personal manner. Because my youngest sister, I look at her and I said, man, what if I was a guy like that? How come I was denied children when I was in a long-term relationship? You know, it just, oh. This has been Alex Lexus. Let me know what you guys think. This really hurts to hear. But pieces of shit, This has been Alex X. I gotta go. Peace.